Good mid-morning, everybody. This is Michelle from Michelle's Garden. We're getting ready to go out and do us a garden check. I haven't shown you guys the garden in a while, how everything's growing and what's growing, if you're new to my channel. I'm going to call it a garden check because when you go out to the garden, that's what you're doing. You're checking. You're checking to see if you need to water, fertilize, tie things up, stakes things up, see what's eating your plants. You're checking on things. A lot of people call it a garden tour, but I like to be different, so I'm going to call mine a garden check. But before we go out, I'm going to show you some of the things that I worked on. Let's see, from Sunday, a couple of days this week, I worked on some canning, and last week, let's say it was last week, I got the date on this stuff, so that'll help me out better. I'll show you. You guys want to see Elvis? Here's some of my canning projects. Okay, so these first 6 jars are chow chow. Out of this, let's see, cabbage, peppers, and tomatoes, and onions were out of my garden. It also takes bell peppers, which were not out of my garden. I bought those from the grocery store, but there's 2 jars of squash. There's my green beans. These cans over here are my Tongues of Fire green beans. These are my Blue Lake green beans. And then it was July the 5th that I did my pickles. So that's some of the canning that I've been doing. I haven't done any tomatoes yet because not enough has come in to really can. So I'm going to grab my bucket here because I got to pick some cucumbers for my daughter today. So let's get ready to go out and do this garden check. Let me turn this light off and we'll head outside. Okay guys, we're headed out to the garden. The Japanese beetles seem to calm down a little bit out here today. It's a little bit cloudy. It's in the mid 80s. We're expecting rain today. If you're new to my channel, I'm in western North Carolina, growing in zone 7B. We have approximately 194 to 200 growing days in our season. And you know, our weather is so up and down here lately, but that's an approximate amount in zone 7B. So I've got 102 days left in my growing season, so there's still things I could plant. So let's go in this garden and see what's happening. Here's my arbor going into the garden. You can see my pole noodle trellis there. So we're going to start out right here with the squash. The squash is doing absolutely amazing. I did find some, I'll show you this right here. These little eggs growing right in here. You see any of that, you just want to get them off of there. These things are, got some little sharp things on there. Get those off of there because when they hatch, you have these little bugs eating up your plants. I need to get all that out of there. So I've got 2 squash plants here. I've been picking some squash off of that. I do prune my squash. That's what some of that is. Just, you know, around the bottom, give it some airflow. And they are doing amazing. See all those flowers in there? They are just doing great. Over here is the latest tomato plants that I've put in. I just put those in this week for my second round of tomatoes. Over there's the peanuts. And guys, I haven't grown peanuts before, so I'm not exactly sure when to start picking these. Somebody that I work with, his family member grew peanuts, so he's going to ask his mom and let me know. These here are a second round of green beans. These are Royal Burgundy green beans. They're doing pretty good. We got a bug right there. Buddy, you better not be chewing up my plant. You can't have that. And I've got some more green beans right here, which is also a second round of green beans growing. These are yellow wax beans. The 3 plants that you see there, I planted this whole row. Only 3 came up, and I've replanted, and only 2 more have come up. So, well, actually 4. There's one coming up right there. It almost looks like something has chewed on it. Okay, and right there is the Tongues of Fire green beans. Now, I have picked these and cooked a pot of these, and they have turned out to be really good green beans. They are wide and flat, which was something I really didn't know that they would be. There's some beetles flying around my head. Let's see if I can find some of these. Yeah, check out how they look. Aren't they unique? But they do cook up green. See how flat they are? They do cook up green, and they do cook up delicious. Over here is the Blue Lake green beans. I'm going to go around this end. The very tops of my Blue Lake green beans are eaten by the beetles. I mean, they're on here in clusters down this row. If I go down there, they'll probably come out at me. Let me show you where they are. I don't know if you can see that. Ooh, they are all around my head. I've learned to put my hair up when I come out here in the garden because they get in my hair. Now this right here growing over my pool noodle trellis is called cucamelons or sour gherkins. Get around these green beans and try to show you better. It looks like they've connected right here. Get under here. Okay. So this is only 2 seeds, guys. 2 seeds. And they have on this side. And they're growing over. And this is just 1 seed on this side. Let's see if I can find one here for you. Now these are a bite-sized cucumber. Let's see. Let me see if I can find one. I see a few in here, but it's kind of hard to see them. There it is right there. This is a bite-sized cucumber that will have the skin that looks like a watermelon. They won't be thick like a watermelon, but they'll just have the appearance of a watermelon. And speaking of watermelons, this is my 3 watermelon plants here. They're doing pretty good. I grew those from seed. Everything in my garden I grew from a seed. So if you think you can't grow a garden, I'm here to tell you you can. I don't know if you guys can see or hear all this, but oh my word, these beetles are active this morning. Holy cow. This is the white cucumber patch, and they are everywhere, and that's what I was going to pick today, white cucumbers. I don't know if I want to stick my hands in there. Can you see the cucumbers down in there? Woo, them things are crazy. And this, guys, is the sweet potato patch. I've never grown sweet potatoes before. They're amazing. They just look so amazing. I hope there's as many in the ground as beautiful as the plant looks. Right here are the green cucumbers. Got quite a bit off of those. They're starting to show some yellow spots on the plants. I don't know exactly what that is. Could possibly be some blight. I'm telling you what, these beetles are trying to run me out of the garden. This is the corn. The beetles like the corn. I found them munching on one of the corn stalks. See if I can get in here and show you. See them right there? Now I come out here, and if I see them, I try to knock them off of there. Don't always do all that well. Here's a green cucumber. I'm going to try to get that right quick. Man, I'll tell you what, I don't like these things. So right here is my banana tree. It comes back every year. I don't cut it down or anything like that. It just comes back every year. I might cut off the dead. This is started out to be a strawberry bed. Only one strawberry plant survived, which is this one right here. And I threw out some asparagus seeds. And that's what you see growing. That is what an asparagus plant looks like. Now I won't be able to pick from it this year. It might be next year or the year after, but those will keep growing and multiplying as long as nothing comes in here and eats it. Get around this corn right here and I'll show you some of the cantaloupe. And the Kajari melons are on this end here. This is all the cantaloupe and Kajari melons. Let me see if I can get you a close-up of this Kajari melon. Let's see, can you guys see that? Kajari melon. It's hard to see out here with the sun for me to be able to show you these Kajari melons. There's one in there. So that is the cantaloupe patch, and when we get around to the other side, I'll show you some of the cantaloupes I got. I got tons of cantaloupes, guys. This is all the tomatoes. Got tons and tons of tomatoes. Check out this bug. I don't know what that creature's called. And there are ants on the back of that sunflower. Well, I've never seen that before. I'm going to try to get down some of these tomato aisles here, guys. Here is some basil, some purple basil. It's just absolutely beautiful. Love that color. This little tomato here is called Brad's Atomic Grape. First time I've ever grown them. I like the way they're shaped. Can't wait to try those for the first time. That beetle. Ooh, they are crazy. You can hear them buzzing by me. This is another plant that is new to my garden this year. This is called the Black Strawberry Tomato tomatoes. They're bigger. They're about a $1/2 size. They're doing pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna try to get down this aisle without getting smacked in the head. My tomatoes, some of them got some yellow leaves on them. They're trying to turn. I had 3 tomatoes yesterday that I picked. Looked really good. I picked them and they had holes in them. So I researched online what could that be, and it said that it could be birds trying to get the worms out of your garden. So if you've ever grown tomatoes, you know that tomato plants get these green worms that look like something from another planet, and they have these little horns on them. They will glow in the dark if you have a black light. That's how I search for them at night. Come out here with a black light and you can see them on your plants. But I've noticed that I don't have any tomato hornworm damage, which is really odd. So that explains the birds coming into my garden. They must be eating the tomato hornworms, and they're also putting some damage on a few tomatoes. So I have to keep an eye on that and figure out how I'm gonna keep them from damaging my tomatoes. So we're gonna go down this other tomato aisle. I wanna show you another one of my favorite tomatoes. I want you to see how packed these tomato plants are. Isn't that gorgeous? There's a tomato that I need to pick. These things are just full, guys, just full. Okay, the plant I want to show you is called a black cherry tomato tomato. And this thing is taller than me. It is so tall that it's falling over. It's outgrown everything that I have here to tie it to. So here's what it looks like. It's the most delicious tomato I've ever had. I mean, it is just so good. And these usually produce quite a bit. I picked yesterday and there's already more to pick on the other side. I mean, there's quite a bit to pick, so I'll probably pick those today. Here's my pepper plants. I've got banana peppers. I've got a pepper plant right here that I have not seen a pepper on it yet. I see some blooms though. This is called a habanada. It's a sweet pepper. Most people would think I'm saying habanero, but it's habanada. And it is crowding out my bell peppers here. I got another one in here called an Italian pepperoncini. I think that's what these are right here. This right here. You see that? Right in here is the banana peppers. Got plenty of pepper. I don't know how that got turned around, guys. Here's another tomato plant that I've put in. Another tomato plant. Now here is a couple of okra plants. Something's been eating on them. I'm gonna have to get out here and get those sprayed. So let's go down here and let me try and show you some of these cantaloupes. And then I have one big tomato I really want to show you. Get through here. These cantaloupes are awesome, guys. They're just awesome. There's going to be about, I'd say about 7 in this one little corner space that's not very big at all. So I'll let you know how loaded these vines are. Let's get down in here. Okay. So there's one. Let's see one in there. One down there. One in there. I'll get those back in there, guys. There's some way back in there. I mean, this is like this all the way down. So I cannot wait to get cantaloupes off of this jungle cantaloupe patch. Alright, so one of my tomato plants that I plant every year is called an Abraham Lincoln, and it produces some very large tomatoes. So I'm going to show you 2 of those plants and show you what this tomato looks like. I can't wait to put this on a sandwich. Check out this beauty. I mean, that takes up my whole hand. That is a beautiful, beautiful tomato. And I've got another one that is down this first aisle on the end that is even bigger. I want you to check this out, guys. Look at that monster. I mean, that puppy is big. You see that yellow branch right there? But, I mean, this just fills my hand up. It's beautiful. Just beautiful. Okay, we got 2 more plants for me to show you. This first one is called goji berries. I don't know if many of you have heard of goji berries. They're a very healthy snack. Most of the time that you get them, they're in a health food store and they are dried like raisins. I bought these off of Etsy. They came in like a bundle of these sticks that were about 12 inches long, no, 6 inches long. And I just put them in a jar of water. When they sprouted, I stuck them in these pots, and this is what I have. And I'll show you the little berries right in there. You can hear the bees around them. These have a sweet taste to them. I'm hoping to take these inside the greenhouse when we finish it and keep them in there over the winter and then plant them next spring. Okay, sorry. This is my elderberry. My elderberry plant. I need to put something in there to hold it up, get it growing up. I got this back in the spring when I ordered some trees. And I don't know why I never did plant it, but it's just been sitting here in the garden, enjoying the garden. And then guys, I was trying to grow something over my arbor, to trellis over my arbor. This plant is called a butterfly pea. And it took forever to take off. And I'm not even sure if it's gonna make it before the cold weather gets here to grow over the arbor. But it was supposed to be like a green vine with these beautiful blue flowers. And I had some growing on this side too. They've just been late taking off. But I'm gonna let them grow and see how they do. So that's the garden check today, guys. You see there's tons of beetles out there wanting to chase me off. It's pretty humid out here, as always. Take a walk around here and just give you a view of the garden from another angle right before I go in the house. I gotta finish picking some cucumbers if I can without getting attacked by the beetles. But let me show you a little bit of the garden, guys, and maybe a little bit of the greenhouse. But I'll see you again next time from Michelle's Garden.